People injured here, 2v2, Hydris Chasm, blue team. We've got Hooper, bearer of the word, also known as Super Hooper, plays an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great control abilities, can also support a little bit, fights in melee combat to begin with, but can get some awesome ranged weapons alongside. GrimDark Heretic is an Eldar Warlock melee commander that can leap into combat, some awesome disruption and mobility, can also tank damage and deal damage pretty nicely with the right war gear. Red team, hiveminion is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of great manipulation and control abilities, can be pretty killy as well, starts off in melee combat. And rounding off the teams is TheCrydd, plays a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs up against the Eldar on this east side. A good side for the Eldar, I think, since they can use their mobility to try and hold these eastern edge resource points. Dire Avengers up there capping at the moment. Pretty standard opening for all players. hiveminion going for double heretics, but he's worshipping in a moment. I assume he's going to run in and start shooting stuff. There is a hidden multi-laser turret here, which could be annoying. Does decent DPS, especially knocking out these heretics bundles, but he's not pushing here. This double guardsman and a sentinel, he should be able to quite easily overrun that and then take the turret out. Hammer of the Witch is most likely on the commander, maybe on a CSM model, but even then I think he should have been going in for this first engagement here. There's no ground pound up yet. Maybe he's fearing that. He's going for a generator and I assume some havocs or something before he pushes. 492, 497 early on, 2-1 for the red team. GrimDark Heretic with Rangers on the way. Generally seen as taking a bit more of a hit than the scouts with the sniper rebalances. We'll see how they do. I still find them generally very annoying to deal with, especially with that kinetic pulse from long range. Dire Avengers forced off by the Force Commander and his chainsword. They only lost a single model, that's not too bad, and he's now decapping. But here come Howling Banshees. Howling Banshees very, very dangerous for level 1 commanders. Force Commander can deal with them a little bit better than most since he has his battle cry, and he's going to turn and engage with it here. Forces him to do special attacks for the next 10 seconds, and each special attack gives off a buff to his surrounding allies, which stacks up. Rangers in play now, taking a shot at the Force Commander. Shotgun scouts are up to try and control those Banshees, and it's Hooper, bearer of the word, pushing this west side. We have Grenade Launch Heretics, hiveminion, the other squad unupgraded. Doom bolts flying in, that can be incredibly dangerous early on. There's a huge amount of damage, even to Marines and stuff, if they're out of cover and caught with a full Doom bolts volley. That's like half of their health gone if it hits right. Tactical Marines now capping duty, these guys with a 50% faster capping trait. Heavy infantry, very solid unit. Scouts do complete the cap under Shuriken and Ranger fire. That's the Shuriken catapults of the Dire Avengers. Devastators on the field, but they're going to be taking shots constantly from those Rangers with that much reduced firing rate. Look at that. A shot every 2 or 3 seconds, I think now. 448, 484, 2-1 cap still for the red team. It's double Rangers now for Dark Heretic, and that is bad news for those Devastators and those Marines. Is he going to get Assault Marines here, TheCrydd? You have double Grenade Launcher Heretics. It's bad news for Guardsmen. That turret really nicely placed on this ledge, and I think he's upgraded it. You can upgrade these turrets now to get more health and 50% more DPS. 430, 484. Sorcerer being chased down by the Inquisitor, who's gone for her Rosarius. Gives her an energy shield in tier 1, allows her to push the pace a lot more. Wow, look at the damage from that Doom bolts and fire from the bolters weighing in there. Now going after the Sentinel, trying to finish it off, couldn't quite manage it. Those guardsmen got absolutely decimated, lucky to survive. Now the Inquisitor in amongst the Heretics. Where is the Havoc? So they're just coming at a base now. Let's get to it. Gonna say he doesn't really have a way to control this Inquisitor and stop her running into his lines, but now he does with those Havocs. 403, 484. Hooper has Catachan Devils on the field. They're getting their Demolition Man will give them 25 more hit points per model. Takes them up to 1050, I think. Yeah, there it is. Also gives them the improvised explosives. 392, 484.
Generator coming up.
You can see double rangers take shots at the tactical marines. They're getting awfully close here. They both have their Pathfinder gear, and the merciless Witchblade is up for the Warlock. A very, very scary weapon. 65 DPS, I think, is 130 per hit melee damage, and heavy infantry does take full damage from regular melee attacks. So really good at taking out marines. Also drains energy, of course, and has that knockback range attack. It really is one of the strongest tier 1 commander weapons, I think. Melee, certainly. You saw the smoke grenade there from the Catacombs. It actually grants suppression immunity and 50% range damage resistance, I believe. So a really great little suppression counter that a lot of people don't remember or realise, because it was changed in Elite to give that suppression immunity. 383, 472, and it's tier 2 for everyone apart from GrimDark Heretic. Getting those double rangers, giving them both Pathfinder gear and of course an aspect for their Banshees and an aspect for the Dire Defenders, not to mention the Warlock war gear. Spent quite a lot of power in tier 1. 383, 472. Can the Crid answer with the Razorback? Yes, he can. That's what he's going for here. Force Commander with no war gear at the moment. Healing up at base. Catachans with their reliable, actually being reliable there and disrupting almost an entire army. Havoc's pushing forward. The turret is gone. Not sure if it was scuttled by Hooper or not, or scavenged or salvaged, whatever you want to call it. 383, 472. There's the smoke grenade again, but not actually close enough to benefit from the suppression immunity there. TSM edging forward, a bit wary of the Cataclysm Devil's power melee attacks, which would rip apart the CSM pretty badly. Grenade launchers will do a good job though if they can hit them flush. What's going on east side? The Eldar are taking the contested VP, trying to get that 2-to-1. Here's the Razorback, and GrimDark Heretic does not have any answer to this. It's not even begun to go tier 2 yet. He's floating now. 383, 472. There is the tier 2. Maybe we'll see some Fire Dragons. Chaos Dreadnought on the way, 5 minion, and a Manticore on the way for Hooper. A pretty good map for Manticores on this west side, since it's relatively narrow and you can pick up a lot of hits with it if the enemy is quite static, and hiveminion has been quite static here. I think since he's got those double grenade launch heretics and no melee heretics, he can't quite be as aggressive. And we do have Marco Tzeentch Chaos Dreadnought on the way, so that Manticore needs to be very, very careful. We can chase it into base and take it out quite easily. 372, 472, 100 VP lead for the red team, and they have the 2-to-1. There you see the Merciless Witchblade knock back the Force Commander. Very, very annoying. Can he bash power here? He's bashed the node. How is GrimDark going to answer the Razorback? He might just try and run his Howling Banshees in on rear armor. They do have the aspect of strength. Here is the Marco Tzeentch Dreadnought now, with that very, very dangerous missile launcher and a very useful Frenzied Barrage ability, which suppresses infantry over a large area and does a fair amount of damage too. 351, 472. Catachans need to be careful trying to finish the node bash and retreat. There is the Frenzied Barrage. Actually suppressed his own CSM with that.
By blade and by brand.
Webway over on this west side, so GrimDark will be able to come over and support quickly maybe, and he is going for Fire Dragons. We'll see if they can do a job against that Razorback. The Crid going tier 3 here. Inferno pistol is up, basically a melter-like pistol for the Inquisitor. Good damage to all targets from relatively close range. There's a Manticore strike. Misses everything. Yes. Havoc didn't even need to move and he didn't get hit. Now the CSM have their aspiring champion and now have access to the awesome Slaughter ability, which is being toned down for a future update. Going to get the cooldown increased, the melee damage reduced, and also they won't get the extra health regen in their melee state unless they are in combat. At the moment they get it all the time, I believe. There is the slaughter, increasing range damage and allow them to switch to melee weapons. Really is a pretty cool ability. Lasts a good amount of time as well, 25 seconds I believe. Being forced off here though by a push led by the Sentinel. Might want to get missile launchers up. There is that frenzied barrage, so dangerous in such a tight spot on the west side of this map. 298472. It's a 1-to-1 Predator tank on the way for the Crid. Fire Dragons looks like they took some shots at the Razorback, but it does live. A support vehicle for Space Marines allows them to reinforce around it. Also has a pretty handy twin linked heavy bolter on top. 1-to-1 cap. Nobody can take this east side. Howling Banshees with their Exarch. Force Commander continues to get knocked around by that merciless switchblade. How annoying is that? He's going for the Iron Halo now. We'll give him some knockback immunity with the shield up. Weapon knockback immunity in a way. Oh, Dreadnought is down. Got it with a las cannon, looks like. There's the remains of it. Well done by Hooper. That's a big blow for hiveminion. Does go tier 3 though. Hooper having spent 90 power on the Manticore. Some extra power on this las cannon too. Is still in tier 2 and pretty far away from thinking about tier 3. Here's that Predator tank. Heavy bolters on the side. Sponsors auto cannon on top. Or is it a battle cannon? Not sure. I think they are technically auto cannons, but they don't act like the other auto cannons in the game. I suppose they're just bigger auto cannons. Devastator is backing up the double vehicles, and again, very tight over here if you're not using these flanking approaches. We've not seen any support from any player on either side. They've just been left to it 1v1. Magical Strike, there's some support. Did he get anything with it? I don't think so. 295472. GrimDark Heretic with some Wraith Guard on the way. That's going to help him blow up some vehicles. Not always thought of as a vehicle counter, the Wraith Guard, but they do a hell of a lot of damage to everything if you can hit it. And it's hiveminion pushing up this west side. Level 2 CSM has an auto cannon, Mark of Khorne, Havocs, and we briefly saw a sail there on the Heretics, but you do need to keep still when you use it or it will be cancelled. Sentinel is done for, I think. There's a Doom Bolts going in. The Sentinel lives just about. Havocs weren't quite close enough to weigh in with their autocannon. Banshees are chasing down this Razorback here, trying to get some rear armor hits with the heavy melee Executioner Spear. CSM are there. Are we going to see slaughter? No, we do not. We're going to see a Manticore on their face instead, and hits them quite nicely, but only with one of the missiles. Ouch. Also hit the Razorback. Can he finish it off with the Inferno Pistol? He can. That was a pretty long shot there. Did not realise the range was quite that long. I suppose it fired when it was slightly closer and still hit, of course, as it range weapons track. 272472. Wraith God now bashing power, and the Crid losing his tank. In fact, lost a lot of stuff. As he's telling his teammate just had a bad engagement there. I can't even see the remains of the... Oh, there's the remains of the Predator tank. Chased down by Fire Dragons and Wraith God, no doubt. Tactical Marines need to be very careful. Ranger shots, and now the Wraith God to mop them up with those Wraith Cannons. Ouch. Also suppress infantry as well, of course, with their Wraith Cannon attacks. 272456. Grenade Heretics not able to hit anything with the barrage. We do have some plasma guns up on both of the Guardsmen. There's an assail on the Chaos Space Marines. There's Dark Flames though from the Chaos Sorcerers Global Bar. Hooper trying to keep the pressure up. He's done really well with this Sentinel despite it not even having its missile launcher yet.
Power node acquired.
Great unclean one on the way for hiveminion, and Assault Terminators on the field for Crid. Thunderhammers and Storm Shields very, very tough with 5,400 hit points and heavy melee damage with those hammers. Might go after that Manticore if he knows it's there. 272430. There's the Manticore strike. He must know it's reasonably close to be taking strikes on this east side. Hooper, of course, realising that this is the contested side, so bringing his Manticore over here to help out. Ouch! Really nicely placed. Hell Fury Strike. We might see both of the Heretics go down here. Not quite. Special attack. Nicely done from the Sorcerer. And he had Icon of Tzeentch up on those Banshees also. What is the ability actually called? Curse of Tzeentch. There we go. 272, 411. Can be really nasty, the Curse of Tzeentch. Assault Terminators have now seen the Manticore, but they're going to take a hell of a lot of damage. These fusion guns that the Fire Dragons wield do melter damage, and melter weapons do extra damage to super heavy infantry such as Terminators. You see the health just flying off them, but they do get the Manticore. Can they now teleport out? No, I suppose they use their teleport to get in there. Might lose a model if these Fire Dragons chase. Banshee's also on chase. Nothing here to support these Terminators at all. 272, 395. Banshees have caught them. Losing a model. Fire Dragon is still chasing. It was not worth taking out the Manticore if you're going to lose your Terminators, but they do get their teleport and they do live. Pretty damn expensive to reinforce them, but they have survived. Need a lot of healing up. Devastator's getting absolutely wrecked by Wraith God now. 270, 395. Some Plague Marines on the field of hiveminion, and he does have the Great Unclean one up. What's going on here? Heretics trying to take blue team's natural, but they do retain it. Librarian on the way for the Crid. Pretty good choice. I think a case could be made that you should never get Assault Terminators if you're not getting Librarian. You just add so much to their utility with his buffs. You do need to upgrade him though. He's not cheap if you get all of his upgrades. His Tactical Marines in trouble. They do retreat in time. Might see a retreat grenade from Heretic. No. Great Unclean one not pushing against Hooper, which is strange. Hiveminion has been a bit passive on this west side sometimes. There's a las cannon and plasma gun guardsman that could all threat the Great Unclean one, but it does have over 6,000 hit points. Come on, you can push with it. The Rod of Warp Fire for the Chaos Sorcerer, as you see, allows them to use the Warp Fire ability, and there we see it on the Heavy Weapon Squad, but with the Refractor Field up, they cannot be knocked over, so it didn't really work out for him. There's the Nurgle Vomit stuff, a sail on the Plague Marines, and a Great Unclean one pushing through the Imperial Guard lines. And we might see Red Team getting both of the naturals here, and maybe even be able to hold them for a little while. He does need some Heretic support, and now he has it to worship the Great Unclean one. It is a greater demon, so it does benefit greatly from worship. Librarian does inspire on kill, I think. 263, 358 has the animation for it. Anyway, there is the Veil of Time, speeding up the movement of these Assault Terminators, which is one of their biggest weaknesses, but they are trying to fight level 2 upgraded Howling Banshees with their Thunderhammers, and Thunderhammers attack very slowly. They do a lot of damage, but they attack very slowly. They really want their Lightning Claws if they're going to tangle with those Banshees. Banshees might get a model here, especially with Wraith Guard support. Wraith Guard do friendly fire though, so need to be a little careful. Fire Dragons were forced off the field, which is helping out these Assault Terminators. Do need some support though. Ouch, eating a grenade. 241, 357. He's just trying to keep the pressure up on this side to stop the Eldar from capping. Now he senses it's enough and needs to back away. Does he get away without losing a model? If he does, we've got to say that's a really well judged engagement by the Crid. 238, 357. He does get away without a model loss, and Devastator is now coming into play, but Wraith Guard will wreck them. Just need to move forward. Might be able to disrupt them with the Merciless Switchblade here. Oh, Warp Throat. Yes. Grabs a couple of Tactical Marines. Here comes the Force Commander level 3. No sign of the hammer, which might help him out against the Banshees, and now a Seer Council. So yeah, really might want to put thought into getting that Thunderhammer up. West side, meanwhile, is still blue. Somehow he has not lost his VP. Great and Clean One is doing nothing much. And blue team hold this east side. It's got to be more aggressive than this, surely, hiveminion. It's got a Great and Clean One up. Push. 238, 339. Hooper, bearer of the word, is well into tier 3 and obviously saving up for a Baneblade. I think hiveminion might have missed his chance to hold this VP for a little while here. Maybe draw GrimDark Heretic over on this side. Maybe give TheCrydd some breathing room. He's getting a Dreadnought now. I assume that's to hard counter the Banshees and Seer Council. But there is some AV over here, so he needs to be careful. No sign of the Hammer Steel. Does he have Lightning Claws? No, no Lightning Claws either. 238, 318. Maybe he's expecting some Fire Prisms or something and wants those Thunderhammers. But I think with Seer Council and Banshees, not to mention all of those other infantry squads, Lightning Claws is worth it. And also helps you out against an Avatar. Great people are taking tons of damage here. Judgment is up on it as well. Seer Council with their power melee weapons are hurting this Great and Clean One. There's the vomit, ouch. And then whoops the Great and Clean One back to safety at base. Heal up with Tzeentch worship and the base regen. 238, 291. Seer Council now fleeting over to this east side and they run into a Dreadnought with the Dark Age of Technology. This thing up to 1500 hit points at level 1. Still no sign of a Thunderhammer or Lightning Claws. Suppose he doesn't have the resources now that he has his Dreadnought. But I think one of those should be his next purchase. Ouch! Ethereal Slash on the Witchblade of Kernus also has Providence, and the Warp Throw is gone into full Angry Space Elf mode and wiped out something there. One of the CSM, I think. What did he wipe out? I don't know. Something died. Maybe he just took some models. 238, 285. Here's the Baneblade. And I don't think hiveminion pressured this west side enough. And now he's going to pay with a Baneblade in his face because he didn't push his power much either. Still 2 gens and a node on it. 2 gens and a node there as well. Big engagement we might see here. Look at the damage on that Dreadnought. That is nuts. Gonna lose it, I think. Fire Dragon's trying to chase and down goes the Dreadnought. Baneblade also pushing over on this east side. These Assault Terminators in huge amounts of trouble. The Thunderhammer though is up. Doesn't seem to be using his battle cry. The Assault Terminator is teleporting out with a loss. Using his energy for his Iron Halo instead. 233, 285, a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. But look at this. hiveminion is getting a decap on this west side. Now the Great and Clean One vomits a load of crap over the guardsmen. But they're still alive, these guys. Patatrums now level 2. They do have their Sarge, gives them a melter gun. You see him at the front there. And Great and Clean One having to back away. He's not really backing up his Great and Clean One very much, is he? Baneblade now coming back towards this west side. And a bunch of Eldar too. Blue team now doing a lot better supporting each other. 208, 285 maybe. hiveminion should have gone over to the east side once he got that Great and Clean One to try and bully some Eldar. Warp Throw catching just one of the Chaos Space Marines there. 208, 279. These guys very, very nearly level 3. To be fair to hiveminion, I've actually never seen him play the Chaos Sorcerer. He usually plays Tyrannid, so he's playing off his main here. Devastator setting up, but blue team have this Eastern VP tied up pretty nicely with an energy shield and a whole bunch of ranged DPS. And here comes what I assume is going to be a medical bunker to allow them to reinforce as well. 208, 260. Baneblade dominating the west side. Can he get this VP though? Blue team's VP still very, very safe. Going to be very difficult for Red team to get themselves back into this game. Dreadnought loss was a big deal. Should have gone for Lightning Claws and the Hammer, I think, before the Dreadnought. And tied up those Fire Dragons as a priority. Sorcerer's going to get shot down here. Down he goes. Plasma Cannon gets a shot in, but it's not enough to stop the Fire Dragons taking out the Sorcerer. They didn't even lose a model to that Plasma Cannon shot. They've done really well for him, those Fire Dragons. Creed has lost a lot. Lost a Razorback, lost a Predator, lost a Dreadnought, and lost his Scouts, of course. So he has replaced them. And they're pushing the eastern edge. Meanwhile, Hooper pushes the west side completely and caps it up. There is the triple for the blue team. Looks like they're going to have this game sewn up pretty quickly. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought chasing a Baneblade, but Las Cannon getting shots in, and the Baneblade itself getting shots in, of course, as that massive Mega Battle Cannon. 2 Las Cannons of its own, and down goes the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. Needed a Las Cannon of his own, I think, hiveminion, alongside those Plague Marines. Could have done some work, but still a pretty big ask to stop a Baneblade over there. Triple cap for the blue team. TheCrydd commenting that he does have his nuke, which could do a lot of damage over on this east side. Scouts in retreat, getting caught by a bunch of Eldar stuff. Couldn't really achieve much over there. Baneblade proving to be a massive hurdle to overcome. Can't even get his VP back here at the moment. hiveminion. Another Predator tank on the way for TheCrydd. Don't think it's going to work out very well for him over there. 208, 87. Double cap, and red team are running out of time. He just hasn't dealt with this melee blob, has he? I don't know why he still hasn't got Lightning Claws. Been given an easy ride over here. GrimDark Heretic. Force Squad has a lot of really good ways to deal with a massive melee. Lightning Claw, Terminators and Thunderhammer, and he only got one of them, the Thunderhammer, and he got that very, very late. 208, 49. Assault Terminator just trying to hold up this side while something maybe caps. No, they're getting line of sight for an orbital, but they actually run in to their own orbital, and they might actually die because of it. That was not very smooth by the TheCrydd, and he does lose his Assault Terminators and doesn't really achieve a lot with his nuke. There's a GG from the Hooper, and a double cap at the end is going to be enough to see blue team through this game. TheCrydd lost too much, and hiveminion, he had to either support that side or push, because when he got that Great and Clean one on the field, he was in a pretty good position. And there's the rest of the game. Predator tank did make it out. Let's look at the commanders end of the game. Inquisitor level 4, level 5. Warlock had Witchblade of Kurnus, Providence and Warp Through at the end of the game. The Inquisitor with Inferno Pistol, Excruciators and the Mandate. Sorcerer level 4 with Rod of Warp Fire and Icon of Tzeentch, and the Force Commander level 5 Thunderhammer, very late Thunderhammer, Artificer and Iron Halo. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.